Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in these last couple weeks and listening to and reading about all of our fun PT spotlights and spending the time to get to know Ashley, John, myself a little bit better. We've had a really good time putting these together. It's been a lot of fun, and I know we each learned a little bit about each other that we didn't know before. So it's been a really, really fun exercise. We've really enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys got some good laughs out of it too. So now it's sort of my turn. I grew up locally in LaGrangeville, New York. I graduated from Arlington High School in 2001. And really the first injury that I could sort of remember having was, well, I guess the first one, I always like to sort of tell this story. I was 13 and I had some kind of vague abdominal pain. And I remember my dad telling me to try and run a little bit and see if it felt better. Went for a little bit of a run. Didn't really feel better. In fact, it felt a lot worse. And then did a couple other things. Went about the whole day. Didn't feel much better. Went to bed. Woke up the next day. And believe it or not, end of the next day, it felt significantly better when they removed my ruptured appendix. So it wasn't really a sports injury, but that was sort of the first major injury that I could kind of remember. Then I also remember having a bunch of knee pain from running. I think it was sort of middle school time frame, running and swimming too. And I talk about a little bit in the blog, but I remember constantly, I always look back at the exercises and the things that they made me do for that. And it's a little bit comforting because now we're pretty much 100% positive that all of the exercises they made me do were not at all helpful, but I still got better. So that always sort of gives me hope that even if years down the road, some of the treatments that we're using with people are proven to be not the best ones, people still get better. So that was always a good one. Why did I choose to go into PT? I think that I was always interested in science and sort of the medical fields, and really PT for me, one of the big things, and I know John talked about this and Ashley as well, one of the big benefits of PT is just the amount of time you get to spend with each patient and the bond that you get to build with them. And for me, that was, really something that really attracted me to the profession. I went into PT, I went through PT school, and really got out of PT school with the expectation of being a pediatric PT. I always loved working with kids, being a camp counselor, that sort of thing, babysitting, whatever it was. I just always enjoyed, being with kids. And that's what I was gonna do. And my last rotation was in sports medicine. It wasn't really with pediatrics, and I enjoyed that too, but I still decided I wanted to continue on. And when I got out of school and started looking at jobs, there was just something that attracted me more to the orthopedic sports medicine environment as I was looking at jobs, that I decided to go that route, and I'm glad I did. I think it's worked out pretty well, and I've enjoyed it a lot, so that's been good. I think if we look at like another job that I would have if it wasn't for PT, I love the idea of creating content and the creativity part of it. I don't necessarily think I'm that good at it or that creative. I really like photography, all that stuff. I enjoy the idea of trying to figure out good creative content to mix for advertising, marketing, the whole social media side of it. But I don't know that I would be that good at it if it wasn't for my own profession. But I think if I really had to pick another job, I love what I do on the weekends in the winter on the ski patrol, and I could easily see myself doing that if PT was something that was off the table for me. I think that my favorite sport to watch on TV that I've never played, I love, and this is sort of like, I like watching the sports that aren't on all the time. And so of those, I really, really like the biathlon and the Winter Olympics, where they do the cross-country skiing and the shooting. There's just, it's definitely, not the most action-packed sport, but the skill and athleticism involved and just the ability to control your body, and that, I don't know, it's just to me, seems like one of those things that I know I would be really bad at it, so I love watching people who are good at it. And then I also, it's not a sport I didn't play, but I love watching rowing on TV. I think that it's just there's something about watching rowing, especially from good camera angles, that just sort of draws you in. And you'll notice if you ever see like TV ads, commercials, those sort of things, they put rowers in it all the time because it's really just sort of appealing to the eye to watch that. My favorite way to exercise, I think my absolute favorite way to exercise is swimming, and I would say it's closely followed by rowing. But swimming was really my first love as far as sports are concerned. It was also the first thing I was good at, so I'm sure there's not a coincidence there. But I could get into a pool and swim for hours. I could go into ocean, open water, and just swim. And it's relaxing. It's a great workout, and you feel really good after. Your body doesn't feel beat up. Man, mosquitoes out here are a little crazy. And so I love that, but I also love rowing. I think there's something super peaceful about being out on the water early in the morning, not a lot going on, very quiet, calm, and again, you get an amazing workout and your body doesn't feel too beat up after that. As far as favorite breakfast food, I gotta go with pancakes. I think, I don't know, it's a classic, it's a staple, but also I think it's something sort of growing up as a kid, we always would do our best to have the whole Sunday morning pancake thing together, and we'd make them together. And it's something that I do now with our kids, and so it's fun. And sometimes they like to put their own ingredients in. You never know, you end up with pancakes with sprinkles now and then. Yeah, that's sort of my favorite thing there. My first job was as a lifeguard, and pretty much closely followed by a camp counselor. But I always enjoyed the water, and I always enjoyed being by the pool and being a lifeguard, spending my summers by the pool, teaching swim lessons. It was always a great way to spend the summer. You got to know some really, really good people, and it was good training for everything else going on. And lastly, my favorite part about being a PT, I think it's very similar to stuff that Ashley and John said on the same topic, but my absolute favorite part about being a PT is working with people who were either told that something they were dealing with couldn't be fixed or changed, or who have tried so many things they thought that whatever they were dealing with couldn't be changed, and seeing them make progress and regain that sort of belief in themselves. There's something really powerful about seeing somebody regain a belief and confidence in themselves and their ability to do things that just makes you go home at the end of the day super, super happy, and the rest of the day doesn't really matter. It just it was a great day when you can sort of witness that and see that. It was a great thing. That's everything about me. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning into these things. Hope you had fun watching them. And hey, if there's questions, things we didn't cover, let us know. We're happy to do this again. We had a good time with it.